check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back, backyarders. We're doing something a little different today. We're actually out here starting at the pit. And that brings me to backyard cue tip number 1. When you're doing a long cook, you need to come out here and get things started, because it's going to take a while for you to get that bed of coals that you're looking for. Once you get that done, you can come in and work on your rubs, or you can do your own. This is a little something I did here on my own. I'm not really announcing what's in it. You can take a look there, because honestly I don't know how it's going to taste. It's more of an experimentation for me right now. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move into the trim. Now I kind of sped this up a little bit here. I got a prime brisket, as you can see. I kind of sped through this because I'm going to do a separate video on just trimming your brisket. It's actually you know, you can spend a lot of time on it, you can spend a little time on it, but I'll just talk through a few points as we go through this. One of the main things is you want to trim a cold brisket, right? Even if you have a sharp knife, like you need to have a sharp knife, but the colder, the easier it is for the trim. And seeing how this is primed, you see a lot of nice marbling there. And I'm just going to be trying to take off some of the silver skin on the top. And I'll be slicing through this a little bit here. So it's watch as much as you need or as little as you need. Okay, guys? So we'll flip the brisket over to the fattier side, and you just want to try to get rid of this darker looking discoloration in the fat. I like to look at it as dirty snow and clean snow. I don't want to play in dirty snow, so I get rid of all of the dirty snow, so I have clean snow. That's just one little rule of thumb I use to kind of help guide me in all of my trimming, not just briskets, but pork and anything. You just don't want to keep anything over there that look like it's not going to eat good, right? As mentioned before, I'll get into more of the trimming and the parts of the briskets in another more in-depth instructional video. But what you're just seeing here is that decal fat that I was just trimming off a second ago. That is not really going to render down too well. So I just keep slicing away till I get it down to a comfortable spot. You don't want to leave that big old hunk of fat on there, because it's not going to render out too well. Okay, so now it's time to apply the rub. I sprayed a little olive oil on it. You don't have to. This one has been out for about 4 hours or so, just to let it get as close as possible to room temperature. So it has enough moisture already for the rub to adhere to the meat, but I still like to spray a little bit of olive oil on it. So at this point, you just want to make sure you get good coverage, get as many spots covered as possible without over seasoning. Although I think it's pretty hard to over season such a big, large piece of beef here, but just do your best to get it all covered. Alright, so this part is optional, but I want to do a mop sauce, and these are the ingredients I'm using here. And what we're going to do is first, we're going to go with the lard, and add the onions, and then the peppers. And there's the meat from the trimming of the brisket. I got to make sure I put that in there also, right? And then we're going to go with our jalapenos, and listen to this. After it simmers, we'll add all of our other liquids and bring it to a boil. Now, after all the inside work is done, you see what we got here at the pit? Got a nice little bed of coals here, and this is what we're looking for, guys. All right, then you can go ahead and add your log. Okay guys, we're about 3 hours into this cook. This brings me to backyard Q-tip number 2. If you don't have a mop and you just have a brush like me, you can just take it and kind of drizzle your mop sauce if you're using that over the meat like so. That way you don't get any of your rub to rub off. Just kind of drizzle it across. Okay, backyarders, we're about 12 hours into this cook, and I had to flip my brisket around because the fattier part was cooking way too fast. So I flipped it around away from the firebox just to kind of even out my temps. That's another little tip you can do. Okay, so time for the wrap. Kind of sped through this part because my wrapping skills are not the greatest, but nonetheless, I tend to use butcher paper because it allows the meat to breathe and produces a better bark. But if you want to use foil, by all means, go for it. Okay, backyarders, time for me to slice into this brisket, and I'll tell you, this was a task. 18-pound prime brisket. And I'll tell you, I fought with my temps a lot, made a lot of rookie mistakes, but I think it turned out okay. What do you think? You see that nice little jiggle? You really want that. That's a telltale sign that you did something right. And now we're going to cut into the point. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good there. But I'll tell you, I learned a lot of things that I will clean up in the future. Most of it having to do with fire management. That's going to be the key. Now the cooking might be over, but the party is just getting started. Oh yeah, we gonna party. DJ Q, hit it! I'm so glad you stopped by. And I know you are too. So since you're here, these are just a few things that you're gonna see on Backyard Q. I hear what you're saying. Mr. Backyard, who has time for all this smoking and all these long cooks and all this prepping? And I hear you. I know sometimes we don't have time. But like I like to say, if you don't have time to barbecue, then grill. I see you. Some of y'all don't want to admit it, but I know y'all feeling this groove. I see you over there bobbing your head and tapping your feet. That's all right. Let your hair down. Your secret is safe here. Alright, I know it's late. Some of y'all about to get out of here. I had fun and I hope y'all did too. But make sure you come back. Make sure you tell a friend or tell a neighbor. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as you get ready to leave, I like to send you off in peace, love, and Q.